Hello, friends. You've read that it's the Lunar New Year, and we're at the new moon in Aquarius. I'm feeling very strong, very weak at the same time in this moment. And I just ask that me and my friends be blessed beyond words, that we be protected in all things, in all ways, we be loved. I don't know what to ask, what to give. So let's find out. We're asked to see beyond the current situation and imagine a world like what we have, only better. As only we can give it to ourselves at the same time as only our loved ones could really give it back, you know? Each of you, each person that watches this is extremely talented. And I find that my talents are changing with the times. There's no magic that could bind you and I. And combined, our love and care for each other without reason, without cause. How did we get here? Why am I talking to you and why are you talking to me? Why are we sending love out to everyone, even those that might deem us as enemies? But because of love, because the heart, the mind gets in the way. Let's not think too hard. There's no obstacles that could stand in our way. Those that appear to be obstacles are just illusions made by those that chose a path and then found a dead end and then chose a target upon finding someone to blame. But who's to blame? Especially if the mind doesn't know any better. And it always turns on itself. But what self? If we're not each individually and collectively that self, all things are possible. And obstacles is the fun of it, right? There's no need for fear. To put up one's shields or weapon is to be at war with oneself. What war? The war to find happiness? I see it. Happiness. And feel it. Every time I look at your face. Every time I hear your words. They comfort me. Greater than all the books on God written in the world. My friends sustain me and give me hope. Because what good is it to have the whole world and lose your soul? But what's a soul without all those in the world? And therefore, all times, peoples, places, and things are relevant in our healing journey to teach us about ourselves. And by blocking that off and choosing to be too stubborn to change and holding others against some crazy belief, all it takes is a hug, a smile, a gentle word. And suddenly we're there. The only card that didn't come up in reverse. 717 on the clock, we got Mother Earth. Together. We feel loved, justified, and peace. Like we're building something. But what's to build? What's to tear down? Acceptance is the way. Nurturing others is the power. Healing the wrongs of the past. And not passing judgment. And having to walk past it. Because scales are for tricksters, right? So snakes have scales. But none of us are snakes. What's a snake? Each of us has a snake within. That's the mind turning on itself. And that's two snakes on the caduceus, where we learn to heal ourselves and others through expression. And seeing the mistakes and seeing the benefits and seeing the gains. But knowing it's each of our duty just to hold the wand, hold the staff. To find peace and balance. When we feel weak, that's a good time to give. When we feel empowered, that's a good time to give. When we feel lost, that's a good time to give. When's it not a good time to give? I don't think there is one. So we're learning to shift our perceptions of the way the world trained us to be and the way that it's supposed to be, and it's just a mess. Learning to free our hearts, free our minds, and to set our sights higher than the stars, higher than the sky. And how much higher could they go? If once you get past them all, then you're in eternal blackness. Oh wait, close your eyes. Now you're there. We didn't have to leave. Home is where? We're here. All that other stuff, it can mean anything. But when I look at any of you on the street or on the television or in my friends group, outside my friends group, I just feel love. I want to share with the world. I want to share the world with love and bring it all together and free everything so it can be set apart as it chooses to until it can find a way to love. Escaping the mind. Is a good thing. So you have to remember to stay rooted and grounded. We have the sage, earth guardian, within. Who's with? What's in? Yeah, they try to mess with us, what that means. Between their groups and this concept of the sun sign of a circle with a dot in the center. Keeping everyone apart. Everything that's holding it, surrounded. Everything surrounded, holding nothing. Who's holding anybody? Who's holding what? Huh? Who's holding the grudge? If the piece was said, it's been said. And I move forward. Those that want to go backwards turn into a war and a struggle and a battle. And that's for them to fight alone. That's not our problem. We're shedding skin. This isn't a tower. This isn't stacking up. We're just finding things that get in our way. And I was coming back to each other and ourselves, seeking reunion. Because we must belong together in some way. Otherwise, we wouldn't keep coming back. Like every time we leave the house, you go kiss your honey. I say, I love you. You call him in the middle of the day and say, I love you. I'll see you soon. You come home, you kiss your lover. You say, I love you, I missed you. we're given tolerance in reverse, because each of us tolerated things and have tolerated things for far too long. It's Aquarius and Scorpio. Or we let ourselves be led along on an invisible bridge, hoping to be caught, tolerating all the abuse, taking everything too personally. And not personally at all. It's just, well, I just shared this. Why are you holding it against me? Well, I don't own those people and that stuff. I mean, it's a collage I made, sure. Just because I made a collage with Salvador Dali pictures and a picture of his face in it doesn't mean that he belongs to me or I belong to him. He's honored, and I'm honored too. What he did was beautiful. Isn't this beautiful too? Everything that was written has been written. And what do we have to go on but that which has already been? It says, see, but we're reversing. This is on the reverse. Oh. Let the leaves fall where they may. Yeah, that's just waiting too long. And everything get control of us. And we need to act without pretending. Not that kind of acting. It's a decision within ourselves. And then we move. As the move is made. With it, do not be dismayed. For the Lord thy God is always with you. With thee. And so then we're going to look at this next phrase. Lenience or clemency towards differences. Open-mindedness. Yeah. Well, that should be focused at ourselves. To be lenient on ourselves. And not take things as too prideful or as a sin. That's the confusing path that they've all stuck us in. Of gaslighting. Open-mindedness. Yes. And we do have to have a mind that's open. But we have to have a structure within. And not allow things in that don't belong there. I mean, when we're too open-minded, we find that anything can lead us anywhere. And that's how we get to the other side. And apparently that's how we get back. On faith. Where no one's condemned. And everyone is learning. Each of us as individuals and as a group. And a global consciousness. But those trying to control others, like continually, are not open-minded because they're focused on one person or one way things that have to be that way. And that's lack of faith. It's being stuck on a line, unable to grow, unable to stand. And sure, there's leniency towards others. But who could be lenient toward others? Others each makes their own decisions. And clemency, well, how could you let somebody off the hook? When, what hook? if God balances it all and gives each what they deserve. There is no differences between each of us. And so that's what's weird about the system, how it says, oh yeah, we don't discriminate. We're an equal opportunity employer. And then the first thing that happens is, well, we'll only hire people that come in and fill out this application. Oh, but we'll also recruit people off of online and pull them in. But then if you commit to that and you follow that forward, or now you're out of alignment, or now you're reaching too far. Oh, are you with God or are you not with God? Huh? It's a stupid paradox. And then once you apply and you're everything, they need somebody to do this and you can easily do that. Then right off the bat, oh, here comes discrimination. We need a blood test. We need a hair sample. We need to do a background check. We need to call around town, see if anybody knows who you are, what you did in the past. We're going to hold on to the past. We're going to hold on to your body. We're going to hold on to your mind. We're going to control everything. Oh, but we're indifferent. We just needed somebody to stand here at the counter and for each person that comes up and go, hey, do you got a muffler? Let me see. Yeah, we don't have any in here, but I can order you one. Well, shit, anybody can do that job. Oh, but then, if God brings the people to the business, then the business is double dividing it over and under and all around. They're discriminating every fucking thing at all without any discrimination for what? They're just controlling the whole society for what? And then putting it on God. And I go, oh, see, then there's a pattern here. Oh, but we're setting a pattern. Oh, but we're not judging anybody, but everyone's judging themselves. Oh, but, oh, that happened 2 years ago. Oh, but we're going to hold it against you now. Oh, this person is different, so we're going to let that one slide. What the fuck? Do you need somebody to stand at the counter or not? And then decide, oh, well, in the paper it said it's $12 an hour. Oh, but if you didn't see that and you don't bring it up, I'm going to say, how's $10 an hour stand for? And if you don't go, hey, I saw in the paper it was $12 an hour, then they'll be like, oh, see, trapped you for $10 an hour. Because you didn't know. So business is all about getting into screwing people, isn't it? It kind of looks that way. It's about controlling society and pretending like nobody's in control. Discriminating everybody, pretending like, well, what's discrimination? We got black people who work here. We got Asian people who work here. Well, there's a fellow that works here. Those are all fine. Well, this person, for whatever reason, is different. That one's different. We're going to treat this person one way and treat this other person a different way. But we just care about money. It's a business, it's just about money. We just need bodies in here and use their souls. Power this place. But it's about something else. Everything's about something else. So it's just a whole huge liarship of what? I mean, if we just need people to do jobs, and then at the same time, well, we have to put you through this whole rigmarole up front, and then we'll decide whether we put you there or not. And we'll make it a great honor. It's a great honor if you get this job. But now we're going to disrespect you as soon as it comes forth. And you got to give us 2 weeks, but we'll fire you at a drop of a hat. We don't have to give you a reason. What? Equal opportunity. The fuck is that? If you need a cup of sugar, do you just get a cup of sugar? Yeah. Oh, but that's not how business works. And then it's like, oh, well, this VCR is $600. I don't know. I think I saw it online for $4.99. I did. Well, you know what? Hey, man. I'll give it for $4.50. You will? Yeah. All right. So it's just about when the next person comes in, it's totally different for them. What the fuck? We're told not to put off for tomorrow what can be done today. I know myself, right? diligence. Conscientiousness, careful attention, and follow through with tasks. With loyalty. Fire is the test of gold. Adversity of strong men. Here we are. Support or allegiance, devotion to a connection, fidelity to duty. Well, what's our duty? The duty is to help our fellow man, mankind, people, man, woman, child, however, those that are conscious, that have a brain and a name that can speak, and even those that are mutes and don't have a name. We're all equal in respect. And so those trying to put themselves on a throne are only as strong as all the people underneath them. So those that don't have strength will start firing people to put people underneath them that'll do what they want, meaning that they're without power, without selflessness, not serving the team. It's about greed. So who would fire a whole bunch of people? Aren't we supposed to be helping and uplifting people? There's always enough room at the table. There's always enough to eat. Isn't there? But then there's so many in America that don't have enough to eat. And there's so many that go to donate $10,000 or more to a banquet of illustrious groups to hand money to people that don't need money. They always never have gone without. They can go around and dictate. We're guided to hold on to mercy for ourselves. Give ourselves the benefit of the doubt. But for all others, what's mercy? I mean, anything that comes up against you is against itself. And may God have mercy on their souls. Somebody that's raging like a bull and wants to hurt anybody and everyone that gets in the way and make it only their way. It has to be their way, but what's their way if it's got to be hidden? And they need everybody to participate so that they could hide behind the crown of a title, of an office, of whatever, to not help anybody out, that's for sure, because they needed everybody to help them out so that they could harm others. See, hold a position. But what's that position if it's a war position? What's war good for? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. So we have to have grace towards indiscretions. Any good father would do that. Would not judge his kids and start war on them. And threaten everybody, oh, I'm gonna take away your money if you don't clean your room. Oh, look. Looks like you're gonna clean your room. All right, well, if you don't do it in 10 minutes, every 5 minutes coming up, I'm gonna cut your money in half. That's a bad. I don't know what that's about. It seems like somebody that needs to go to their room and think about their contribution to humanity. I mean, what good is a dictator? Yeah. If you can't beat them, join them. Don't go get into that thing. They need to join their own head and tail. Here we are doing that. What head? What tail? What stuff? It's a line of healing. That's what we're doing. That's what I found that, and including everyone in the process, without harming anyone. If anyone was harmed, it was me, and I did so blindly, seeking love, seeking inclusivity for others, and for my own soul. Of, well, I learned about Christians, and then Christians be like, oh, yes, we include people as long as you're a Baptist. Oh, but if you're not, then we won't. Or, whatever discriminations. We'll only include you if you pay $300 at the door. But then we'll put it on YouTube for free. And just to be about me, my money. But hey, I did this for all of you. It's a real conundrum, isn't it? Answer the call. What's your soul telling you to do? To feel love and gratitude in each person that I meet along the way is better off after they met me, that there was something I could do for them. Kind of like the idea of being an energy healer. Come over, say, well, my shoulder hurts. Okay, well, stay on the table and here, I'll give you some of this tea, and this tea is good for healing that. And here, I'll give you a box of it for just $1 more than it costs. And here, let me rub your shoulder. I'll put my mind, body, and soul into touching your pain, make it better for you. And do you feel better? Do you want to talk about your problems? Here's everything you need. You don't have to come back. But it's $100 for this session. And I want you to be able to take care of it yourself. If there's anything you need, you can come back. I'm not here for the money, but I need the money. And I gave you everything I have. Wow, for that 100. All my attention. And now, we're square. Unless you get cornered again and you think of me. And you're, oh, gee. Hey, I injured my knee. Could I Come by. When's a good time? How about in an hour? Okay. Knowing you can call somebody and they'll be there for you. That's the greatest insurance of all. Rather than being threatened at work. And we'll take away your money. Oh, well, you'll be off, so then we'll take your money anyway, but it'll be okay. But then you have to work twice as hard. And then, oh, but you paid for insurance. And then even though you paid for insurance, well, when you go to the doctor, then they're going to need you to pay money on the side anyway. And then they're going to want you to keep coming back. But then you're going to have to keep going back to the place that hurt you. And then you run the hamster wheel and you're going to get anywhere, right? But we can't just sit and waste away. And so there has to be this internal exchange and a direct exchange with each other. We don't need to focus on crazy stuff. I mean, we can. But it's beside the point. It's just, fun to talk about. Like, did you see that episode of Futurama? Yeah. Oh, did you read this passage from the Bible? Yeah. It's the same cartoon. When it comes down to it, it's about you. It's about me. And all of this stuff is bullshit. And why would I want to hurt you? And why would you want to hurt me? And while we're together, don't we want to have something wonderful? Or spend time together? And even a momento. Greater than a memory to take apart for our journey to be like, that was a really great day. Those are out of balance or seeking balance. Strike out in fear. Try to cut ties with people. Try to retrieve things. Try to call their power back and send these things away. And yeah, that's kind of like the journey. The journey. But the journey is protected. Because it's all trying to get us back to ourselves. Just so we can be at peace. And at the same time, know how we can best serve each other and ourselves. And balance out the exchange. We're given number 40 here as release. Which is coming back into ourselves. There's nothing to release. It's a journey. Like, what's to throw away? What's to give up? Each of our minds is experiencing a corners. What corner? What experience? We're standing on the edge of a vista, looking at the sun, just all the plants, and the vast expanse. There's release. We still have to go back home. We still have to get in the car. Still got to pay for gas. Release is in that moment. And release is the process of getting there. And release is the process of going back. But there's no forward or back as time marches on. Who could get rid of what was in the past? And if you're having it in mind for the future, in some sense, you already have it. And so it's about finding centered balance in the midst of it all and being content. And in being content, there's a release. But that release is not a giving, it's a renewal without changing anything. I'm feeling stronger and better for it. And seeing that which is in the past grow and change, and that which one idealized and what's in front and in the future develop. And realizing love is a sort of surrender, but it's just in seeing how everything changes and everything stays the same. But we're not things, are we? We're human beings. We're conscious and we're learning, each and every one of us. When you're exhausted from a run, you put in the work. Then the muscles come later. And our faith is restored. But what was the faith? If the funny thing is, we gave all the power out to begin with. But what power? Yeah. And the best part was the running. The best part was before you were running. The best part was after you got done running. The best part was the next day when you're like, oh, I feel fine. And the best part was 2 days later when you're like, holy shit, I'm so sore. And the best part was 4 days later when you're like, damn, I noticed my skin's a little tighter. Look at my muscles. And the best part was being like, I want to go for another run. And then the next best part is being exhausted again. And how could one be down in a hole? We're on the dark side of the moon. Or be left behind. Or forsaken. It's impossible. So what's the fear? all the places in the world and all the books that there are only to get each of us back to ourself as a baby, but as educated and sitting on the education. Because at the end of the education, all that stuff is useful, but for what? To perpetuate it, especially upon its own specific ground of, okay, right now we're learning math. So now you're only learning math. Okay. Well, when you use math, you're not using only math. You're using your body, your spirit, your calculating your groceries. So it has to do with feeding yourself and about the fridge and about your money and nothing is that closed up. So how could a position be that closed up? Holding everybody's strings and unable to speak frankly. When every single one of us is the same, in a sense. Put any single person in a prison and everybody come in and beat on them and spit on them and torture them. Regardless of the different reactions, every person feels the same suffering. And those that don't, that's strange. If all they think about is, oh, when I get out of here, I'm gonna hurt you. I'm gonna kill all you motherfuckers. That sounds like a problem person who'd want to hurt others, who'd want others to go without food, who'd want to stand on a throne above everyone and control everyone separately. 47. I don't know. It's something I don't understand. Because the highest must have the greatest compassion. And the lowest must also too. And aspire to cross the void from both ends. It's no good just to be like, I have everything. I'm great. I'm gonna piss it all away. Or, oh, I'm dressing. I'm all on. I'm gonna start building my Legos together to create a weapon. Put everybody together, make armor, hurt somebody. No, there's only healing. There's only finding new problems and learning how to solve them as easy as possible through compassion. Because technically, you could say those that have the most stuff are the most without. And those that are content in a monastery and don't have any possessions are the most with. Because shit, they don't need it. They don't care about a TV. That's just a distraction. They'd rather be with the Creator. They'd rather go through the routine. Raking the sand out front. Trying to balance their chi. Stacking rocks. Is the ego of no ego. Because it's like, oh, who you gonna brag to? Oh yeah, well, the rest of us spent 12 years trying to stack rocks. Right. So, who's competing? What's the competition about? Each of us is battling ourselves. And that's not really a battle. It's a marriage coming together. So we can be useful for all. And not be stuck up in conflict. Those that choose conflict. And choose to stay out of it. It's strange. Because how could you ever? Life is conflict. Life is joy. Life is compromise. Life is growth and development. Especially when you're growing, that's when it hurts the most. When you're growing. Not to be like, Oh, I'm in pain. I need to make them suffer. Make them all fix it for me. You know, we're working together. We're all working separately. There's no separation. Except for to those that seem to think so. And then, well, that's their battle, you know. Well, I'm gonna quit rambling now. It's just my meditation, talking through our thoughts with and for my friends, and pray for a restful sleep. Great things to come into play to take care of you and I, for everything to get better day by day. No book alone could save anyone. No image or idol could fix it. And you put them all together, and you find, yeah. So we have a transformer. We built a transformer. What's the transformer got? Well, she got a rocket launcher on its right arm. Okay, who do we need to blow up? Nobody. It breathes flames out of its mouth. Oh, we just need to cook a pizza so we can eat together, make dinner. We don't need a fire-breathing dragon. You know, that's where the mind gets away from itself. It wants to be super. It wants to be badass. The most badass people of all time in history, they didn't run armies. People like Gandhi, people like Martin Luther King. I say like because we're all flawed. We all hold a position. Mother Teresa spent her whole life giving it to others. Is that good? Is that bad? That was her walk. But each of us has a walk, equal and apart from, because each of those people in the past shows us a characteristic about ourselves, kind of like the devas and gods of, say, Hinduism. Like psychology, each one is an aspect, strong and weak, and of its own story. But all those stories, we can't stand alone without another story. You can't have a story about fire without having a story about wood and air and smoke and why, what for, who cares? Oh, well, we got to tie it around back to each person, right? Okay, so what do those things symbolize? Each of us in purification, in evolution. Nothing is actually ever destroyed. Anything is destroyed only seems to get stronger. But things that persist and won't change, get stuck. Well, looking at my YouTube stuff, shit, all there is change and development and growth. The name's changed 10, 20 times. I'm not getting further away from myself. I'm getting closer to myself. What are you talking about? I'm becoming more useful. I'm sure it seemed more useful to others that, in their way of trying to steal off my energy in the past, where it was more inclusive and less about me. And it just had a title and a rant with some extra information and a playlist, and anybody can read it however they want to. Yeah, it's experience. Here's some free experience. What does that have to do with me? Practically nothing. So enjoy, kids. Here's some free money. But you could have went and listened to that song or whatever on your own. But the fact that you shared it with me and I shared it with you, that bonded us. At the same time as if there was something missing, that you and I part of it connecting. Love you. 55555.